The modern glass conference room at Falcon Dynamics buzzed with restless frustration. 15 of the company's top engineers crowded around a workstation glowing with lines of uncooperative code. For 3 exhausting weeks, they'd battled a software glitch that threatened to delay the launch of their next-generation electric SUV, a setback that could cost millions. Ethan Cole, CEO and single father of 7-year-old Mia, paced behind them with quiet intensity. At just 35, Ethan had turned Falcon Dynamics from a basement dream into one of the most admired names in clean automotive innovation. But today, even he felt powerless. "Run the diagnostic again," said Dr. Raj Patel, the lead systems architect, rubbing his temples. "We might have missed a sequencing error in the data bridge." The autonomous drive module worked flawlessly in isolation. But every time it connected to the vehicle's main computer, everything crashed. 15 brilliant minds had gone in circles, dissecting every function and connection. "Nothing worked, sir," Ethan's assistant murmured from the doorway. "It's almost 6. Should I call Miss Rivera to let her know you'll be late again?" Ethan sighed, glancing at his watch. "Actually, no. Ask her to bring Mia here. I promised her dinner tonight. Looks like we'll be camping in the office." 20 minutes later, the door opened quietly. Elena Rivera stepped in, looking completely out of place among the rows of exhausted engineers. She was in her late 20s, with dark hair pulled into a neat braid and wearing jeans, a pale blue blouse, and a pair of yellow cleaning gloves. Behind her, Mia darted in with the uncontainable energy of childhood. "Daddy!" she shouted, running into Ethan's arms. "Elena and I baked cookies. We brought your favorite ones, the ones with extra chocolate chips." Ethan smiled, his exhaustion melting away. "That's perfect, sweetheart. Just let Daddy finish this meeting, and then we'll eat and celebrate with cookies." "What are they doing?" Mia asked curiously, peering at the screens filled with scrolling code. "We're trying to fix something really complicated," Ethan explained. "Like when your favorite toy stops working, but 1,000 times harder." Elena stayed quietly by the wall, holding Mia's backpack and clearly trying not to disturb the meeting. But Ethan noticed how her eyes lingered on the monitor, the way her expression shifted from polite interest to sharp focus. "Miss Rivera," he said gently, "please, don't feel like you have to wait around. I know you probably have plans tonight." Elena hesitated. "Actually, Mr. Cole, if you don't mind, what exactly is the issue you're trying to fix?" Dr. Patel glanced up, clearly annoyed. "It's a communication fault between the autonomous module and the vehicle network," he said, his tone polite but dismissive. Elena nodded thoughtfully. "Would you mind if I looked at it?" The engineers exchanged glances. One even chuckled quietly. A nanny asking to inspect code. But Ethan, intrigued, studied her face. There was something about her calm confidence that made him pause. "Go ahead," he said. "Take a look." Elena stepped forward, sliding into the chair before the main monitor. Her hands, still in the yellow gloves, hovered over the keyboard for a second before she pulled them off and began to type. Her fingers moved with surprising precision, muscle memory born of years spent doing exactly this kind of work. The room went silent. For 30 seconds, she scanned the code, her eyes darting across screens with purpose. Then she began typing again, changing a few lines, opening logs, and navigating directly to a buried section that had already been reviewed countless times. "Here," she said quietly, pointing to a block of code. "You have a memory conflict in the synchronization protocol. The autonomous module and the vehicle's main network are fighting for the same address space when system load spikes." Dr. Patel frowned. "That can't be it. We've checked the memory allocation multiple times." Everything is defined and partitioned. In static conditions, yes, Elena said patiently. But under dynamic scaling, your buffer expands. It overlaps with the vehicle's security allocation. The system's basically stepping on its own toes. She added a short line, just a few keystrokes, and turned back to them. Try it now. Dr. Patel hesitated, then ran the diagnostic. Everyone leaned forward. The screens flickered. Processes initialized. Then for the first time in weeks, the system ran flawlessly. No crashes, no error logs. The silence that followed was stunned. That's impossible, one of the engineers muttered. Sometimes, Elena said softly, you just need to step back from the complexity to see the simple truth. I've learned that more than once. Ethan stared at her, speechless. Elena, he said finally, how did you even know to look there? She flushed slightly. I used to do a bit of software development before becoming Mia's nanny, she admitted. A bit? Dr. Patel said incredulously. What kind of development? Elena hesitated, then sighed. I was a senior programmer on the Helios project at Vector Mobility. We were working on adaptive AI systems for autonomous vehicles. Until the project got shut down 2 years ago, the room went still. The Helios project was legendary, decades ahead of its time, and whispered about in every tech circle before it mysteriously vanished. You were on Helios? Dr. Patel said, almost whispering. I led part of the dynamic learning integration team, she replied quietly. When the company folded, nobody would touch us. Too risky, too specialized. So I found something simpler. Something that reminded me life isn't just code and deadlines. She glanced at Mia and smiled softly. She helped me remember that. Ethan exhaled slowly, his entire perspective shifting. The woman who had been caring for his daughter for months had just saved his company and humbled his entire engineering division. Elena, he said finally, how would you feel about a new position here at Falcon Dynamics? She looked startled. Mr. Cole, Mia needs stability. She's already lost her mother. I wouldn't want to uproot her again, Ethan smiled. Who said anything about leaving? I'm talking about combining both roles. Chief of Autonomous Systems Development on your terms. Flexible schedule. You'd still be here when Mia gets home. That decision changed everything. Within 6 months, Falcon Dynamics not only solved its technical crisis, but became a model for innovation and balance. Elena's leadership transformed the company culture. Her mix of brilliance, humility, and compassion reshaped how everyone approached problem-solving. And she never stopped being Mia's nanny. She still packed lunches, checked homework, and brought chocolate chip cookies to meetings. When industry magazines later wrote about Falcon's breakthrough and its revolutionary leadership practices, Ethan would just smile. Because he knew the truth. The company's greatest innovation wasn't in its technology. It was in recognizing that genius doesn't always wear a lab coat. Sometimes it wears yellow gloves, bakes cookies, and understands that the best systems are the ones built with heart.